Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to another episode of Muslimi Meets, where we get a chance to meet really fun, interesting, and engaging Muslims from all walks of life. And today is no different. We have our wonderful guests from the wonderful team, Jannah's family and friends, Brother Abdul Malik and his wife Hanan, mashallah. And also Jannah has decided to join us. Jannah's making a guest appearance in real life. And also we have my co-host for today, Sister Ashley Pearson Khan. And we're going to be talking about Muslim entertainment and kids content in particular. Obviously, you know, this is a wonderful endeavor, Jannah's family and friends. Can you tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind it? What made you guys want to start this outlet?
I'll let my wife take this one. Go ahead.
So alhamdulillah, jazakallah for having us. So initially it started because we have kids of our own, and we're very conscious of what our kids watch, how much of it they watch. And we both are creative in different ways. He's our lyricist. He used to rap, back in the day. So alhamdulillah, he's really good with putting rhymes together. So he used to sing for our daughter to encourage her, to wake up for school.
MashaAllah.
Learning about different things. And we're like, if people can make money off of Baby Shark,
Oh man.
Yes.
Not money,
can't
millions.
we? Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't we put, your talent to good and create something amazing, right? And alhamdulillah, we always had this idea, and we're constantly, thinking of how we can give back to the community. And alhamdulillah, good and bad for COVID, it gave us the opportunity because we both have full-time jobs,
Yeah.
and COVID allowed us to stop.
So you had a good COVID then?
We had an amazing
You're
COVID.
the only ones. The rest
If we could vote for another one, just kidding, no.
Yeah, Arab,
But
please.
yeah, so alhamdulillah for COVID, it gave us the opportunity to kickstart our Jannah's family and friends idea.
MashaAllah. And I know obviously you have a background in education as well.
Yeah, and that's what's really important to us is that we're educating not just just not feel good stuff, but actually ingraining Islamic values and education into kids with our books. We're trying to, with all our books, like I'm a Muslim First, we're trying to make sure that we try to ingrain in kids the proper way of looking at life. Celebrate where you're from, no matter ethnicity, nationality, your gender, male and female, whatever it may be. But
Yeah.
Islam is first,
Sah,
right? That's the way we look at life. Alhamdulillah, people could have looked at COVID as the disaster that it was, but as we know, that if we face a disaster and we're thankful and we don't quit haram, and we're thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we're rewarded for those things. It's a test, not a punishment.
Sure.
So we're trying to ingrain the right frame of mind in kids and try to help parents with that.
MashaAllah. Well, look, I mean, I have kids myself. I know Ashley's,
I'm working on it.
she's working on it, so inshallah, make
Start 'em
dua.
early.
All right.
Yep.
But I, as a parent myself, I can attest to the fact that as a parent, you sometimes you feel like there's no options out there.
You're right.
When most of us, myself included, unfortunately have a Disney subscription, right?
Yes.
And kids will watch Marvel movies and they'll watch different things on TV, and we know that there's so much blatant haram and things that are kind of a little bit in the background that you may not really pick up on right away. How important is it for Muslim parents to take a keen interest in what their kids are watching and actually engaging, whether it be books or media?
Yeah.
Well, how important is it for Muslim parents to be educated?
Can I take that one? Okay. I think it's critical, honestly. We have a rule, we don't watch anything, our kids don't watch anything before we watch it.
Wow.
So we vet whatever it is that they're watching.
Can you give me that list when you're done? Because I that's an amazing.
Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Yeah, maybe I should.
I was gonna
charge.
say, 'cause
yeah.
I ain't got that time to just watch all these boring kids movies. But,
No, because
but you have to.
it's
though,
double the
subhanallah.
work. If they've
Yeah.
already seen it, and now
I-
you have to
I
go
know.
back and explain
That's
it,
true.
Subhanallah.
right? And we know there's so much out there that is not in line with Islam, right? And age appropriateness, right? Like PG back in the day was PG.
Yeah.
PG nowadays is like
Very
la hawla wa la
subjective.
quwwata
Yeah,
illa
yeah.
billah, right?
PG.
So we try to be as strict as possible. I'm not saying we're perfect, but we watch whatever it is first, and then we allow them to watch it. If it's a show on Netflix, we do have Netflix. I'm not gonna lie, we have
Yeah.
Disney,
Yeah.
but the list is very tight, right? If it has to be educational, they know, they roll their eyes and whatever, but it has to be educational. They have to learn some kind of a life skill from that show, whatever it is, right? And I don't allow them to watch any human doing like, for example, on YouTube, you have like kids playing and you watch like another human live their life or whatever, play.
Oh, like those vlogs or...
No,
yeah,
if it's a human on the screen I see, no, you're not watching it because it's not vetted. It's anybody creating it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
What
that's
do you
kind of
think
one of
about
the
that,
rules.
Jannah? Is that a good idea? Yeah, Jannah agrees, mashallah.
She's being nice
Jannah's
now.
down with the plan, mashallah. I like that.
I feel like a lot of ideas are born because people say, there's something lacking, and especially for Muslims in the entertainment space, obviously. But you guys also took your talent, right? So there were a couple of things that you did. You're kind of like trailblazers in this field, right? You said there's a need for this, so let's do this. Has anybody reached out to you and they're like, hey, we want to do something like this too? Maybe whether it be for kids or maybe even like adults. Has there been anybody who approached you or maybe has given you ideas for other things that you can do?
You know what? We coming here and working with people we already know, like My Deen magazine. They're a great outlet. People should subscribe to them, and it's a great activity book. Atlasia, Noor Kids, so many of these places, Muslim Kids TV. These are all great. We should be a partnership. We should work together.
Yeah.
We're all on the same fight together. We're all trying to help our ummah grow up as Muslims and stay Muslims. We know the increasing liberalization of Muslims. It's by studies by like Peen Institute or Environics or non-Muslims. They make studies and they see that increasingly Muslims are becoming liberalized. So we need outlets, we need to collaborate with people such as the ones I mentioned so we can create content so that Muslims can know that everything about their lives can be Islamicized, so to speak, or their entertainment. That's why people like yourself, Buna, and Ilyas are very important because everything about our life should be Islamicized, as much as we can.
100%.
Just because we're in this environment and we become secularized so easily.
Yeah.
We think, go to the mosque and then we just live our life. No, our whole life can be encompassed with Islamic material.
I mean, look, 100%. I think one of the things that I really appreciate about your books and your series as well is the showcasing of diversity.
Yeah.
A lot of kids' content, you don't see the different faces. I think now it's kind of a trend where a lot of liberal, kind of publishers are trying to do that. But as Muslim community, we know that's just something ingrained in our culture, right? We embrace all these different cultures. We embrace different ethnicities, languages, foods. And that's something that's very much embedded in the work that you guys are doing as well, right?
For
Yeah,
sure.
we can't help it because you know what?
Yeah,
My wife's, go ahead, Hanan. Like her family is so diverse. Go ahead, Hanan.
Yeah, like personally, like whenever somebody asks me like what's your background or where you're from, it's hard for me to really answer that.
Okay,
I always
what's
say-
your background? Where are you
I
from?
always say United Nations, right? We even did like the DNA test, right? And subhanAllah, like it's literally
Ancestry.
everything. The only thing I don't have is South American and Caucasian, but
And no,
my kids
I'm all
do,
Caucasian.
right?
There you go.
So my
let's
background
solve
is
that.
Tanzanian, Yemeni, Indian, and then I moved to Canada, so I consider myself part Canadian.
Right.
Not by DNA, but by culture. I've lived in Canada more than I've lived in Tanzania, being born there. But so I'm proud of all of the different ethnicities that I have because it's shown me all the different cultures, all the different ways people think and live and whatnot, right? And I appreciate that. I don't trump one over the other. So it's like, it's ingrained in me to be diverse and whatever, right? And within our family, people have married, in different cultures. Like I have an Angolan brother-in-law,
Mashallah.
somebody from Dubai. Like it's just all over the map, right? So I love that. I don't know, I should say that, but I always knew I wasn't going to marry somebody who's one ethnic, background. I knew that. I was like, because they have a sense of pride, which is fine, right? Of
Yeah.
where they're from.
Yeah.
And then we'll be competing, so to speak, right? But alhamdulillah, I love diversity. It teaches us so much.
Yes.
And we really try to focus on that when we're
And
creating stuff.
Just to add, diversity the way we look, but not diversity in thought in the sense that our primary, way we look at life is Islam.
Allahu
Whereas
Akbar.
maybe the liberal thing is they want you to look different, they'll celebrate the way we look different, but they want you to think like them.
Sure.
But whereas us, we have to think like Muslims, inshallah ta'ala.
Yeah.
Within that spectrum at least.
No, 100%. And I think, you guys and your kids are what Canada is going to look like in 50 years, by the way.
Inshallah ta'ala. Yours
This
is
all
well.
mixed up and
Yeah,
a little bit of this, a
alhamdulillah.
little bit of that. So I think it's a beautiful recipe, mashallah. May Allah continue to grant you guys
Ameen.
tawfiq and all your
Likewise.
endeavors.
And
And on
likewise.
Jannah, you as well, mashallah. I know your head's getting a little big, but mashallah, hopefully, keep your
Increasingly
ego
bigger.
low because, you got big things coming up ahead, inshallah.
Yeah.
Make sure if people want to find out more about Jannah's family and friends, how do they
Right.
find out more about the great work you're all doing?
Perfect. We're on Muslim Kids TV. We really want to promote them. They're fabulous people. You need to stream them. They're like the Muslim sort of Netflix for kids. They're great. We're on jannahsfamilyandfriends.com. Instagram, all your major platforms, Facebook, wherever you can find us. Where else are we?
MySpace?
Not MySpace. No, not yet. No, not MSN
Sorry.
Messenger. We don't do
Alas,
that.
I'm the only one left. That's it. It's just me.
We are on Spotify, iTunes, like our nasheeds.
Wow.
We're also on Ali Huda.
Also, just want to let you know, because we want to let you know we're going to have a reading subscription series starting in September, learning how to read, but through the Prophet's stories.
Wow.
Okay, so that's going to be, again, we're trying to Islamicize everything.
Sure,
because
sure.
Why do we have to learn math and English and whatever without putting the Islamic spin on it?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
not? Why not kill two birds with one stone, help parents out?
Feed two birds with one seed.
Right there you go. You're
Oh,
better
I
than
like
my
that, I
saying.
like that.
And I like that better. I'm going to
I'm
use
the
that
poet.
instead.
That's, I got that one lined up sometimes. Yeah.
Parents are challenged by the fact that they want their kids to learn Islam and then have the secular
Yes.
knowledge of science, math, and so on.
Yeah.
But why not put those things together?
100%, 100%.
That's awesome.
It's a beautiful endeavor, and we didn't even get a chance to talk about the songs you guys have done with Ilyas.
Yes, actually,
Yes.
I
And that's been
really
amazing,
have to say,
alhamdulillah.
like, Jazakallah for Brother Ilyas for bringing, our vision.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we thought it was impossible to have, like, nasheeds without music.
And to be honest
right?
with you,
And it
go
was actually
ahead.
somebody here that helped us out with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
someone
mashallah.
behind the cameras, I
Yes.
had like my wife was
Mr.
saying
Moon.
about
Brother, mashallah,
We're-
tabarakallah.
we were trying to, because I used to rap back in the day, way back in the day,
Yeah.
and I never knew how to incorporate sort of music with Islam. I sort of cut that off in my life, and then I started singing my daughter songs that she said to go to school, get her up, encourage her, and I was like, and then all of a sudden I seen Ilyas's song, I forget which one it was, but Mamoon produced it and he shared it, and that's how it jumped off, and I just contacted Ilyas through him.
Mashallah.
And alhamdulillah, Ilyas has been amazing. Please like Ilyas's, his channel on
Yeah.
YouTube, Ilyas Mao. He's amazing, brother.
Shout out Ilyas Mao.
Wow.
Shout out Ma'mun Hassan,
Ma'mun.
refugee filmmaker. What is it called again? Refugee filmmaker.
Mashallah.
He has like a
he
secret
technically
IG.
belongs to the
Mashallah.
Niagara region.
He
Y'all
apparently
stole him.
belongs to the. You can take him back, by the way. We're not even fighting
take him
about him.
back.
So if you want to go back to okay, don't look at me all dirty now. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Anyways, this is all a
Man,
family
many
affair.
talents.
We're all hanging out here today, and we're all excited for the future of what Jannah's Family and Friends can do.
Yes, we
And
are.
we're excited for all of you watching here today, inshallah. Please continue to support Jannah's Family and Friends and support the great work here we're doing at Muslimi. Make sure you check out all our socials and follow us for more. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.